Hi guys, welcome to the new video. If you are a new subscriber, upload over the video. I just watched Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 1, and I want to share my thoughts what I think about the episode. So, without spoilers, it was pretty good. I was expecting something worse, to be honest, but it surprised me. It was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, okay? It was a little bit boring. I was watching this episode, it's like 1 hour long, and I was a little bit sleepy when I watched this. It has some action, okay, with it, but my only complaints on the dialogue, they talking with some kind of poetry, and I am not big fan of that, if that makes sense, yes? But the visuals, the music, I like the music. The visuals looks great, too. And I want to mention, if you watch the Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings, yes, and Hobbit movies, it get this kind of style of Peter Jackson, yes. But when you watch this show, it gives this kind of different kind of vibe, okay, and it's hard to explain. Peter Jackson, of course, has this his own style, yes, of this Middle Earth, but right here we got. It reminds me a little bit of the Witcher series, okay, like how it looks, if it does make sense. I like the costume designs, okay. Like I said, I love the detail and the shots looks beautiful. So let's jump into the spoilers. Basically, the episode starts, and I was a little bit. This is tropey, like the children, just watch this Gabrielle when she was young. You watch the episode. She was just making some boat from paper or whatever. She just, give this boat on the fucking water and just flew, and of course the children just destroy basically the fucking boat, and was like, oh come on. But I like this idea, and it's a good idea, like they bring this full circle at the end. If you watch the episode, you get it. So I like this idea, like, okay, we got this trophy scene, we got the bullies, of course, and little girl, but it came out nicely at the end. Like I said, I was expecting something worst, if that makes sense. But it wasn't, like perfect. Like I said, it was a little bit boring. I watching those actions scenes. We got some action scenes in this one, and one action scene, and I was like, come on, I'm a little bit sleepy. Because of the dialogue, I feel like the dialogue they just talking, like I said, with some fucking poetry and just whatever. So basically, we got this scene, and we got another scene, Gabrielle or whatever her name is, with her brother, yes, and they just talk like, why the stone is sinking and why the boat is floating, something like that. You watch the episode, and like I said, it came out nicely at the end. So basically, we got this scene like the elves just fighting the evil, and my only complaint, and this is like they doing this like in Kenobi series, like, come on guys, we know like you're not gonna kill Sauron. We know Sauron gonna become the Eye, okay? So, because the main goal of the episode is like, okay, she's hunting Sauron, whoa, 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 whoa. We know what is gonna happen. So it's like, yeah, a little bit interesting what they're gonna do with that, but at the same time, we know the results. Like in this Kenobi series too, like, okay, we know Leia gonna survive, we know Obi-Wan gonna survive, so it's like no tension. But right here, we got the same kind of like, okay, you are hunting Sauron because this Gabrielle just hunting Sauron. Yes, he's trying to basically kill this dude. We know she not gonna kill him. Okay, we know the another Isildur or whatever his name is just gonna cut the ring, yes, of the fucking of this Sauron, yes, guy. So at the same time, as I am a little bit interested in what they're gonna do, of course, with the stories, but at the same time, I know she not gonna kill Sauron. She not gonna hunt Sauron. Maybe they're gonna have some cool fight, but that's it. Okay, so it's like we know the fucking results, if that makes sense. So maybe they're gonna change the direction, but I don't know. So basically, we got some montage scene like the elves just fighting some orcs, yes, and it was pretty good scene. But like I said, I want to mention this. If you watch the Hobbit, yes, movies, and Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson movies, he got this kind of style, yes, of those movies. And this series, from this first episode, it more reminds me not of those movies, but more maybe of Witcher, if that makes sense. Yes, if Witcher have better budget or whatever, it's give this kind of different vibe. Like you watch the Hobbit movies and Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson have his own vibe of those fucking movies, color grading and whatever. But this is like some kind of fantasy, uh, like basic. I don't want to sound like hater, but it don't have the same style, if that makes sense, of Peter Jackson. Of course, this is different creators, but whatever. So maybe you're gonna like it, maybe not, of the style. But like I said, it reminds me more of The Witcher than the Peter Jackson's trilogy. So basically, the idea is like, the elves just fighting the orcs. We got some montage like they killing, and there are cool scenes, beautiful scenes with this. And of course, Gabriel just try to hunt Sauron. And like I said, we know she not gonna hunt him. We know she not gonna succeed because the Sauron gonna basically, of course, maybe they gonna show how he basically create those rings of power, but at the same time we know what is gonna happen. So we know Gabriel not gonna, or whatever her name is, not gonna succeed. But whatever, she's just, and I'm gonna mention, I don't like this scene, like she was just climbing off the fucking icy wall. If you watch the episode you get it. She just climbed basically with the knife and another elves, yes, because she was basically, we got some montage like her brother just died, okay, and they just threw some stupid not stupid line, but they just threw a little bit of exposition like, oh, the Sauron, and my brother just tried to hunt him, but the Sauron was faster or something like that. Yes, you watch the episode, you get it. It was like 2 lines of exposition and her brother is dead, and that's why she have the motivation, how she basically, why she tried to hound Sauron. So I like that, but I it will be nicer like if they gonna deep a little bit more to their relationship, because we just saw couple of fucking uh, a couple of scenes with them. But whatever, it is what it is. She got motivation, so I'm gonna give them that. Okay, like the character have motivation to hound this other. So the idea is like, the elves, and she is commander or whatever, yes, Gabrielle or whatever her name is. And she is just climbing this stupid wall, yes, icy wall, and just walking on the snow. And the soldiers, this is a little bit sloppy too, but it's okay. Like I said, it was a little bit boring. Like I watched this 1 hour because of dialogue, in my opinion, because they threw those lines like from the poetry. It's like, I don't know. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't know if this is good or bad. In Peter Jackson movies, and Hobbit and whatever, you can believe like the character just saying that. Yes, if you can believe like Bilbo Baggins just say this line. But in this series, when I watch this, they just threw in those complicated lines like, "Oh, the sun is this and the stone is sinking. This is this kind of stupid shit." Yes, they threw in those complicated lines, and it doesn't feel like the character. Maybe they talking in this era. I'm not gonna say, but it doesn't feel like the people are saying it. This is just my only stuff. Maybe I am wrong, but yeah, the dialogue feels a little bit disconnecting from the characters. Like they throw in those poetry at you, and it's like, come on, who's talking that way? Maybe in this universe they talk, yes, that way, but at the same time, in the Peter Jackson, I feel like it was more believable. It was more simple, yes, simple, but it was more believable in my opinion. Like Bilbo just say some line, or maybe Thorin, yes, from uh, Hobbit movies, or maybe Frodo, yes, just saying some line. It was more believable. This is just bunch of complicated dialogue, like some poetry, like, oh, the river is flowing, blah 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 blah. Okay, who talks that way? Whatever. This is their style, so I'm not gonna give them. I'm gonna give them that, like the dialogue is a little bit complicated. So basically, the soldiers are not happy about Gabriel. Just go back. Let's go back, Gabriel. She was like, no, we must hunt Sauron, and they just go on this fucking Disney castle. Yes, and the idea is like they just go inside, and The of course the soldiers are not happy now about this. Like, oh, she is leading. She's very like, I wanna hunt Sauron. I wanna kill Sauron. We know you're not gonna do this, but the soldiers are not happy about this. Yes, and they just wanna go back. Basically, we got the action scene, first scene in this series. The snow troll or whatever this beast was. And the CGI looks great. Yeah, I wasn't fan of this scene right here. She just climbing with this knife and it's like, oh, come on. It's like from Tom, how would say, Tom Cruise, some kind of movies like he just climbing some fucking wall. So basically, we got some fights. Some people just die. Some elves just die. Yes, the snow troll just destroyed them. You watch the episode, and they just say like, okay, we going back, and they just put the swords away. And she was like, okay. And basically, we got some scene. I'm gonna say it right away. I feel like this Elrond guy, yes, this Ron Weasley guy. It surprised me, but he's pretty good. I am not big fan. I'm not loving any of those characters, if that makes sense. Yes, this is just first episode, but it's like this Elnor, whatever, this young guy, yes. We got some scenes like he is just reading some on the fucking tree, yes. He is just reading some stuff or writing some stuff, yes. And he was like, "Oh, the Gabriel just came. Some elves just told him, and you got basically the king, yes, just is doing the party, basically. Not the party. This kind of like, oh, you just gonna be rewarded for the chasing shadows or something. Like that. Chasing bad guys. You watch the episode, you get it basically. So basically, they discuss the talk. And I get it, but it will be nicer if you're gonna establish the relationship, like how they meet. It doesn't make sense. We don't know how they meet. This Gabriel and this or whatever his name is. This elf guy is. We don't know how they meet. So they are like, oh, you are my friend, blah blah blah. And they should be talking like this guy is, this Elrond. And I am a little bit like, yeah, he's pretty good at this game. This guy. So he's playing this elf guy, yes, and he is talking to her like, oh, the chasing is bad, there is, the war is over, there is no darkness, blah blah blah. And she was like, no, why are you doing that? About, like, oh, my brother just, died and they didn't find him, so those kind of dialects and with the poetry. And, okay. And basically he got this argument like, okay, how many people gonna die? How many elves gonna die in the game that was? And basically she tried to talk to the king or whatever, and the king of the elves, I feel like he gonna be his her wife. His wait. The king of the elves gonna be her she gonna be basically his wife. Yes, because in the Lord of the Rings movies they are together. So basically the Gabriel or whatever her name is. I pronounced her name not correctly, I know that. So, they just get rewarded, they just get those kind of flowers on the fucking hair, something like that, yes, that's stupid stuff. And we got some ceremony like, oh, you're gonna seal, and I'm gonna say it right away. The scene where they sell him to the fucking, to the, I don't know, immortality or whatever with this ship, it was beautiful. It was like, holy fuck, this is like big. But yeah, we got two introduction to the Havlik. You know what reminds me this episode? Reminds me of how to say, this stupid stuff with the birds. It's like I forgot. It just get cancelled from the first season. Like the birds and some kind of little creature, like troll creatures, that small creature just fighting each other. It reminds me of that. Like good visuals, good stuff, but a little bit. It wasn't bad. Okay, not. I was expecting something bad. So basically, we have the full halflings or whatever. Those hobbits, okay, in this fucking universe. And we got some cool scenes, like it was very interesting, like Yeah, this is the king of course. And to be honest, I like their relationship. This guy and the mother of the boy, yes, this mother of Teresa. Right here, I am not very big fan of her so far. It was like okay, pretty okay stuff. And like I said, I was expecting the acting. This is Elrond, and he is good in my opinion. So basically, yeah, I like their relationship right here. This dude and this woman, because they setting up the romance, and I like it. So the idea is like, you know, we got these hobbits in this universe, and they just hide in, and they just, you know, hiding in the fucking forest, and they just get revealed, and they just cooking and something like that. Yes, like hobbits basically. And we got this Nori character, or never her name is, and she was just going take some berries with the children. Yes, hobbit children. And we saw, of course, the wolf, and of course it's gonna come back later, like the wolf gonna attack someone or whatever, the CGI creature. So she was like, notice, okay, we must go once again. So we got this character, like she is, you know, this Nori hobbit, yes, uh, this kind of like very wild, and we got some dialogues like, oh, what is, you know, down there, what is, you know, down there, I wanna, you know, just travel the world, that kind of character, yes. So of course she gonna travel the world, and the idea is like, we got those stuff, and we got this Bill Cosby in Hobbit, yes. And to be honest, in the trailer he looks bad, but when I watched this, I was like, okay, he's a little bit believable. So there is that, you know, we got this creepy Bill Cosby as a Hobbit just say like, oh, the sky are strange, and the Nori was, wow, what is strange, whatever. She just have the dialogue, of course, with her parents, like, she wanna travel, what is down there, what is down to, you know, there, I wanna see the world, you know. You got this kind of character, you watch this stuff. So it was pretty like standard stuff. So there is that, and we got another elf guy, yes, and I was surprised, and he was pretty good, like the character established with this chick right here. So he was just walking to the tavern, and he was, you know, like they were talking like some stuff, because those elves just protecting those villages or whatever it is. And they have some talk in the tavern, and they have some talk alphabet, couple of lines, and you can see the chemistry. But I'm gonna say it right away, those faces like they doing when they try to kiss, it was alphabet stupid, like, oh, this kind of face, like, oh, sad face, I wanna kiss you, just fucking don't, you get the idea. It was a little bit like strange, but whatever, it was like a couple of seconds. So, you know, they have a little bit dialogue, and basically it came out like the king of the elves, yes, just who give the Gabriel this kind of flower on the fucking hair, or whatever, those flowers, this kind of, I don't know how it's called. Like, okay, you're gonna basically right here, you are done here, you are not protecting this village, you must go back to the forest. And she was, you know, we have some dialogue with another elf, and we got some beautiful visuals on the tower, like he was seeing this kind of landscapes. If you watch the episode, you get it was beautiful. But like I said, it's different kind of style from Peter Jackson, but whatever, they get their style. Like I said, I was expecting something worse. So you know, he just go back to her, and they just, you know, talk like, oh, what are you doing here, you know what I am doing here, you know, something like that. Like she knows like he loves her and that kind of stuff. And she got the child, and this child have some sort with Sauron sign. It was strange. But whatever, we got the dialogue, of course, like uh, you know, he just meet up with her, and she was like living his as she was like, okay, I got some client because she's a healer, and this guy just came with the cow, and the cow just not doing the milk from the fucking. You watched the episode, yes? It came out blood or something like that, yes. And the elf just came, and he was like, okay, what is going on? I must check it out. Where is this happening? And she was like, I'm going with you. And they just go together, and we got the scene with her child, like he just go with another friend, and he got some sword, someone sword, uh, down right there. You watched the episode, yes? So I don't know if her child gonna die, because basically the child of her just say like he don't like this elf, yes. So we're gonna have some drama with the child, and it was a little bit. I'm gonna point this out, like this friend of her child was like, "Hey, where is your dad? You don't even know where's your dad," something like that. It was like, come on, it's a little bit stupid. So basically, we got that, and we got some scenes, of course, with the fucking how to say, with Gabrielle right here. Basically, she is like having some talk with the Elrond, and it came out like she gonna sell, to the another round or something like that, yes, with the ship, and she gonna be immortal or something like that. Like Frodo did this, okay, and the Lord of the Rings, the end. So basically, it was like I said, beautiful, and she was convinced like, oh, I am not done here. But at the same time, I have this problem. Like we know she's not gonna hunt the Sauron, so I'm interested in what they're gonna do with that. But don't try to trick me like she gonna hunt the Sauron, because Sauron gonna survive. Sauron gonna become this one eye, and this Isildur guy gonna just cut the ring of Sauron. Yes, so it's gonna be that way. So basically, she's sitting, yes, with this ship, and she's not convinced. Like, oh, we got this scene. Like, she don't want to give up her sword. It was good visuals. Yeah, I am not done here, and we got this beautiful, like, the sky's just open with the sun, and the another elves just wanna go there and take my hand. Just say to her, and she was like, no, and she just take the sword and just jumping around. It's interesting. Of course, some ship gonna take her, because she's not gonna swim so many kilometers of in the sea. But yeah, overall it was pretty solid. I gonna compare this like the House of Dragon. It was like, yeah, that was pretty solid, and like I said, I was expecting something worse. And basically, the idea is like at the end we got. I think this is gonna be the Gandalf. In my opinion, this actor who plays Gandalf is the only person who can play Gandalf. Okay, Ian, I forgot his name. He played Magneto too. But we're gonna see. Maybe the actor gonna be great. So we got some kind of comet just came from the sky. We got to see like, oh, the king of the elves just saw. Like, oh, there is some comet from the sky just falling down. And the elf just saw that, and this Nori character, this hobbits, and I like this a little bit connection. Maybe they're gonna explore more with this. Like maybe the Gandalf, if that's gonna be the Gandalf, yes, he just landed, and we got this beautiful shot like he was naked, and this fire just over him, yes, and it would be good like they just create more like, oh, the first creature or whatever he just saw is Hobbit, and that's why he loves Hobbit or something like. Maybe I read too deep to that, but maybe they're gonna dive in more a little bit to that if that's Gandalf. But yeah, this was pretty solid premiere. Like I said, I wasn't expected to be that great. The visuals are beautiful. Like I said, I am a little bit confused because this is not the same style of Peter Jackson. Because like I said, if you watch the Lord of the Rings, if you watch the Hobbit movies, they got this kind of style, and right here, it's not the same style. Yeah, of course, this is Lord of the Rings, but this is not the same style. This is more, like I said, Witcher with bigger budget, or something like that. It's have different kind of style of scenes. So yeah, overall it was solid. I like the music at the end. They building up like, oh, Gandalf just land. but it was a little bit boring. Like, set up the things, okay? Set up the things. We know Gabriel not gonna hunt. This is my only complaint. I hope they're gonna change this. Like, we know the Gabriel not gonna hunt basically the fucking Sauron. So change. I don't know what they're gonna tell. And like I said, I like their connections, their relationship. Like, oh, he's elf, she is woman and human. And we got some dialogue like it came out badly, like elf and woman just be together or something like that. Yes. So of course we're gonna see more of that with the child, with the drama in the next episodes. Of course we're gonna see the Gandalf gets character too, and the Gabriel character doesn't annoy me that much, if that makes sense. She of course she wanna have revenge, so I like they give her some reason to chase, you know, Sauron. But yeah, I don't know. 8 out of 10. I give this 8 out of 10. It was solid. Okay, I was expecting something bad, but it was pretty fucking solid. The visuals great, music great, the costume designs are fucking great. On this fucking hobbits in this universe, I forgot how they looks great. Okay, the design of the costume, the design of the set, everything looks like, yeah, this got budget. But at the same time, it doesn't blow my mind. It was like solid, good stuff, but it wasn't, just, oh, I cannot wait to see another episode. It was like, okay, solid, I'm gonna check it out next episode, why not? But yeah, overall, I'm gonna like compare this to the House of Jordan. It's the same stuff, like 8 out of 10. Yeah, pretty good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Second episode. I like I said, I have the only complaint, the dialogue. They threw in those complicated lines and it doesn't sound believable. Like they just threw in some fucking, oh, why the stone is selling down and why the, ship is just floating. It's that kind of stupid shit. Like I said, in my opinion, Peter Jackson did this simplestly, and it was better. Of course, you can say, "Oh, this is complicated," so it's like, better. But doing simplestly the dialogue that are believable, those characters, it's hard too. Okay, like writing the script for the Hobbits or whatever. Like I said, when I saw the Bilbo Baggins saying some stuff, I'm like, okay, this is his words. This is basically the how to say, the dialogue that he just came. This is the character. But right here, I'm just seeing like poetry, poetry. Okay, they maybe just talk that way, but it is what it is. It's a little bit complicated, so I'm gonna give them that. Like, okay, you just try to do something different, and it doesn't suck, but it's a little bit boring. A little bit boring. Like I just watched this episode 1 hour and I wanna go to sleep. But yeah, it was solid. It was fucking solid. So I'm gonna give them that 8 out of 10. Pretty good stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. See you on the next video.